This is the Carty Method Podcast.
Well, hello. Welcome to Portfolio Lab. Portfolio Lab, weekly assignments that's going to create a very disciplined approach to your portfolio development, which is what I've been doing here for, it's my 4th year anniversary in 2 weeks. 4 years streaming this and helping photographers get to the next level. I've been doing this for 4 years. I think it's on the 15th is my 4-year anniversary. I'm kind of chuffed. Anyways, this is Portfolio Lab, and Portfolio Lab is my new offer. I've combined my mentorship community and my YouTube submission community into one powerful, incredible thing. I've also added valuable resources, weekly Zooms with me where we're talking about aspects of portfolios that win. And the whole thing about many photographers is it's a solitary thing. And Portfolio Lab is not a solitary practice. It's a dynamic community. Photographers from all over the world, all trying to be full-time pros, many of them full-time pros already. Constructive feedback, motivating each other, pushing creative boundaries, supported by me. It's an amazing creative place. And also, the thing that is the most brilliant is that it's supported by this YouTube channel and these photo reviews. So every week I do 2 shows. Tuesday I do photo reviews where I look at a portfolio picture that you're thinking, should this be in my portfolio? And then on Thursdays I give you a industry level assignment, which is going to guide you into making industry level work, as well as taking industry level assignments and getting paid for them. I've been a pro photographer for 34 years. I've been helping photographers get to the next level in their career for 30 years, from my assistants to workshops that I've done in person here in Toronto, to all the assistants. Oh my goodness, the assistants that I've helped. And now I'm here helping you. So Portfolio Lab. It is a new product. Go to thecartymethod.com/portfolio lab to learn more, or you can see Portfolio Lab right here on the top of the Carty Method. I'm going to show you right now. All you need to do, go to thecartymethod.com, go up here to Portfolio Lab, and this is how you access. I will see you once you start submitting your photos. For all you all who already have submitted, welcome to my first members only. I mean, you're watching this after the fact. You don't have to be a member, you're just a subscriber, but I do these live now for my members. So if you're watching this after the fact, you want to watch live, you want to participate in chat, you have to hit the join button and become a member, because members are who drive this channel forward, which is amazing. All right, so quickly, the assignment for this Thursday, meaning not today, but the Thursday that's coming, you have one more day to do this, is called Breaking Barriers. I want you to create an image that has shown how you've broken barriers in your photography. I want you to photograph something outside your comfort zone. I want you to push your boundaries to unlock a new skill, a new style choice. Break boundaries of your environment. If it's winter where you are, go outside, shoot a portrait in the winter. I want you to elevate your skill set, and I want you to shift your mental blocks. This week, you discover something new about yourself. If you're a people photographer, I'm hoping that you're experimenting with a new style of lighting, or you're shooting something from a new perspective or a new angle. You shoot places. I'm hoping that you're going to be bold with your composition. And I want you to experiment with the unusual angles or perspectives, okay? And if you're a things photographer, I want you to photograph something you don't usually experiment with, and use an advanced lighting style that might have intimidated you in the past, and use advanced lighting style and also the thing that's most important with this assignment on Thursday is I want to know what barriers you're breaking. And keep in mind that this is a horizontal assignment. All right, starting out with some real photo reviews. And again, this is the last time you're going to see this because I'm changing this slate today. That is going to say Portfolio Lab. All right, our first submitter is Marco Nueves. Marco's been in Portfolio Lab for a little bit. Marco says, hey, Carty, this is last Saturday's photo shoot aimed to capture the vibe of the 70s, spiced up with the little things from the 2020s. Shot with EOS R 24-105 at 1/200th of a second, f8, ISO 100. With 2 Godox 400 strip boxes. This is Marco Nueves. Marco, thanks for submitting, Marco. Marco, this is a vibe. I'm appreciating this vibe. Let's have a good look at this. First of all, the focus is really nice. The exposure is just a touch under, and your light placement is just a touch off. You can see, I see light here. So obviously you're bringing light in here, but what I'm seeing is this nose shadow that's coming here, meaning that your light is low. Your strip is here. Your strip has to be coming down this way. It's always top down light on a subject, never up. Because you're not lighting up or down, you're actually lighting exactly on, because I can follow here. Watch this. I'll show you. All you need to do is just enlarge this a little bit, and then I follow the nose shadow, which goes here to this nose, the tip of the nose, and I can actually see where your light is going and where your light is coming in from. I also see the angle here. It's coming in, it appears that it's coming in quite low because the tip of this nose shadow, actually there's the tip. It's there. I knew I was. So yeah, like your light's coming in from too low an angle based on his head angle. And you always track that by following the nose shadow, which you see right here. The fact that this is higher than his nose, you can tell that the light's coming up that way. The pose is good, Marco. The pose is good. The styling is good. It's a little claustrophobic as far as how tight it is in here. But overall, this is a good effort for me. I just want you to watch your exposure because you're lighting his cheek, right? You're lighting his cheek. And his face is up here. And yeah, that's the only thing that I want you to be watching. Honestly, with this pose, you have to bring the light in a little bit more top so that nose shadow comes, so that nose shadow comes a little bit lower and then meets this and gives you a little bit of Rembrandt light. But the fact that he's wearing these big glasses, you're getting a lot of shadow on this side of his face anyways. So with this kind of a situation, it's when you bring the light more top down and more from the front. It's still a good effort. Your exposure is under by about 1/3 where it needs to hit, which is up here, and that's because you're coming in with your light too low. Your highlight on this side, the light that's coming in from here is good. Your exposure is good there. Overall, this is a good image. It's good enough for your portfolio, but it won't last long because you're gonna evolve. You're gonna evolve past this. I believe. I definitely believe you're going to evolve past this. All right. Say hello in chat if you are with me. I know it's a little bit new because we're doing a bit of a members only stream, but I know I'm live. I saw Robert asking, are we live? It's like, yes, we're live. Of course we're live. Of course we're live. All right, Mr. Marco Nueves. Well done. Thanks for submitting. Again, this is a very competent picture. Just a couple of mistakes with your light placement. All right. Is everyone in a good mood today? I hope you're in a good mood. Let's get into Romeo Fowler. My heart rate. How come my heart's not showing? It should be showing, but I'm not. Oh, you know why? I think I might have turned it off. 1 second. No, it should be there. Huh, it should be there. Not sure why it's not showing up. but that's all right. You guys will live without seeing my heart rate. Although I see it here on my watch. I'm not sure why it's not connecting. Here, let me just look 1 second. Refresh. Yeah, it's weird. It's not working. Yeah, sorry guys. Not sure why it's not working, but we'll figure it out. We'll get it going again. All right. Next shooter is Romeo. Romeo says, hey creators, blessings. I want to take another shot I had from the feedback I got from Carty last week. Fujifilm X-T3 85mm 1.2. F4 1/60th of a second, 160 ISO, one love. ISO 160, 1/60th of a second, one love. All right. Let's see what Romeo Fowler did. Romeo, now you're talking. Do you see the difference? Do you see the difference on this? I mean, now the hood is so far back, it's almost like you don't really need the hood. But this is it. I mean, we shouldn't see the hair through, the hood, like up in here. I'd like the hood to kind of sit here. But look at the light on the face, Romeo. Look at this nice kick of reflector underneath. It's not too much. It's not making it so you have underlight. You're filling the shadows really nicely. This is great. I just want to see your skin up close. Let me just take that tool off. Let's see your skin up close and your focus. There's just the slightest bit of camera shake, Romeo. You can see the camera shake in her eyelashes up here. Yeah, you can see a little bit of camera shake here and a little bit of camera shake here. It's ever so slight. I want to go back to your shutter speed and see what shutter speed you were shooting at. 1/60th. So I want you to be very wary when you're squeezing the shutter. Make sure that you're not jamming it like too much. Squeeze that like you're shooting a rifle. And yeah, that's the only issue, is just watch that camera shake. Other than that, this is unequivocally an 11 for me, for you, Romeo. This is really well done, and you see the difference, right? You see the difference now. Like, the light is kissing her. It's such a different vibe than what you gave me last week. And honestly, if you hold last week's picture next to this week's picture, you'll see exactly what I mean, right? This is really special, Romeo. You should be proud. Well done. By the way, I'm Carty. I'm a professional photographer. I've been doing this for 34 years, photography. Thank you for giving me the thumbs up. I appreciate you. If you guys want to see more of my work, you can go to stevecarty.com. That's super easy. Go to stevecarty.com. And if you need some help from me with your photography career, go to thecartymethod.com. Super easy. All right, this is William Sedgwick. William says, greetings, Carty and gang. This is a simple light setup. I plan to add a backlight, but I damned my trigger. Thanks in advance for the critique. Sony a7 III 85mm 5.6, ISO 160, f8 1/25th, Godox 80 Pro 2, glow white 34-inch beauty dash, a beauty dash. All right, let's see what William Sedgwick has to offer. William, well, this is a yes. Holy moly, this kicks. You can see there's just a slight, like, you need black velveteen. That's the secret. Black velveteen. And not crushed. So plain black velveteen and heavy black. Oops, that's bad writing. Heavy black velveteen. That's going to give you that jet black that you see with my photography. I love this so much. Sedgwick, let me show you an example. I'm going to just go to this stuff that I just shot for a client. Let's go to the back end here. You guys can't see this. I'm doing a little back end magic with Pixpa. Pixpa is my builder. All right, let's go to the back end, and now we're going to go to client galleries, and then we're going to go to these portraits of these amazing people I shot. Up teaming, we're going to click this, and then, by the way, this is Pixpa's back end and my client galleries, and I'm going to say share, and I'm going to say get direct link. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to show you how my clients see my galleries, so you can see this black that I did for them. So this is the black that we're trying to achieve. And I do have these files on my computer, but do you see what I mean? How jet this background is? That's better with the exposure. That's better with the exposure. You still see her jacket, but you see jet black. You see here, your black isn't quite black enough. You could drop your exposure by maybe a third. Drop your exposure by a third. That's going to push this black back. It's going to drop the exposure on this beautiful boy without losing any detail. I think, and also watch your shadows, your shadow slider. Make sure that your shadow slider isn't too far into the plus, because if you go too far plus, then your black, you start to lose your blacks. So if you are using your shadow slider, bring your shadow slider back here. That'll also help you improve the blacks. Do both of those things and let me know. And again, the reason how you do it in Photoshop is you right click your background area and you change it from default to black, 100% black. And then in Photoshop, you can see the difference between your DMAX and 100% DMAX. And then you just keep adjusting until this is 100% black, and you can't tell the difference where this line is. This is an incredibly great effort. I'm giving you an 11 on this photo. This is beautiful. Great, confident pose. Like, it's a killer portrait. Look at this as a cover. Killer. It's just killer. Let me just make my cover a little bit narrower in order to fit the bill here. It's beautiful. I mean, his head, you're like, isn't his head a little low in the horizon line? It's like, no, because this is going to be a 9x12, not an 8x12. And then showing you what this looks like as an 8x10. Where's the line? There it is. This is what this looks like as an 8x10, which is essentially perfect. So I have nothing but praise to give to the man they call William Sedgwick. That is an 11, mister. Be happy. Be happy. Be proud. Well done. Well done. Well done. All right. Next shooter is Rafael Ortiz. By the way, welcome to Portfolio Lab. It is new name, same game, only better. Portfolio Lab. A little bit harder with the critiques, but again, I'm trying to help photographers become actual pros. That is the goal. Become a full-time working pro. I think that's your goal, yeah? I hope that's your goal. What if I do this? Hey, look, it's back. All right. Let's see what's happening with Rafael Ortiz. Rafael says, hello, Carty crew. This is a photo from a session taken of my cousin. Shot in studio, tethered with review screen. Nikon D850, 85mm 1.4, ISO 80, f16 at 200th of a second. One studio strobe and a 42-inch round soft at about 45 degree down. This is Rafael Ortiz. Rafael, let's get it on. Raphael, thanks for submitting. Thanks for submitting. I appreciate you. So off the bat, the pose is a bit hokey. And you're not giving me the full frame. You're cropping this to 9x12. I asked last time for you to give me the whole picture. If your camera is set for 4x5 proportions, set your camera for 3x2, because you're gonna get pinched a lot with different scenarios. So I'm gonna ask again, please do not submit cropped images. Please submit them full frame. Okay. Next, the pose. The pose is cheesy. Cheesy. And again, it's like, you don't want to be known for being the guy who shoots cheesy pictures. You want to be known for the guy who shoots contemporary, relevant pictures. So the pose is cheesy. Even if he asked you to do that, you say, no, it's cheesy. I'm not going to do that. That's what you say. Simple. Don't let your subjects direct your shoots. I'll say again, don't let your subjects direct your shoots. And if you're not directing your shoots, that's the problem. And where's the reference? Where's the reference where you see someone making this pose? Like, where's the reference? Home Alone? It's a child. So for me, it's like the idea is not good. And I'm not trying to be harsh, but I need to be, because you need to hear it. Second is the quality. What is happening with the quality of your image here? What is happening, Raphael? This looks like an illustration. It looks like you've done so much cutting and pasting in the background to make a perfect white instead of doing it with light, that I can literally see where you're cutting around this man's hair. I'm seeing everything that you're doing, and in order for you to be hired as a professional photographer, the quality, this can't be it. Like, this can't be it. And again, it's something that you're doing to your files. It's something that you're doing to your files, Raf. And you said that he did in fact ask for this pose. Okay, shoot it for him, but guess what you don't do? What you don't do is you then don't use it in your portfolio, and definitely don't share it here, because it's not something that is working in your favor. It's a picture that, again, I want you to look at contemporary portfolios. Look at contemporary portfolios and see what's in contemporary portfolios. Like, look at what portraits look like. And again, when you're shooting a man, like, it's got, like, it has to, like, you have to find a style that you're trying to do, and it can't be hokey. Like, I'm sorry to say, I'm not trying to be mean, but like, there has to be like a coolness and a cool factor to your work. And when someone asks you to do something that isn't like good or isn't cool, you say no, or shoot it for them, but then don't show it. And again, don't even shoot it for them, because then they'll show it. And what's the worst thing that could happen is bad photography with your name on it going out. And for me, he asked you to, like, he wanted this pose is what you said, but the stuff that you did in post, the stuff that you did with your lighting, like all of that stuff, the stuff that you did technically, like, that's all your responsibility. So take responsibility, please, Raphael. And I definitely need, I need stronger ideas. I need stronger ideas. Stronger ideas come from stronger references. And where those references come from? Magazines. Buy magazines. And I want you to be looking at your photographs at 100%, because when I look at your photographs at 100%, I see this. This is 100%. This looks like a JPEG of a JPEG of a JPEG of a JPEG. This is not acceptable quality, and especially with the level of camera that you have, which means it's what you're doing in post. So please, 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 Raphael, fix that. I have high expectations of you, but you have to reach my expectations. You have to reach my expectations. I'm not going to lower myself for yours, okay? All right. This is Raphael Ortiz. Raphael, thanks for submitting. All right. This is Timothy Riviera. Timothy says, hey, Carty, I've been looking through a couple of magazines and was inspired to try my hand at making a double page spread. I use my computer screen as a background and a Solarlo light cube for some front light. Shot with the XH2 with a Rokinon 100mm macro, ISO 200 f4 at 1/80th of a second. This is Timothy Riviera. Timothy, this is definitely a good attempt at a double page spread, Timothy. I like the attempt of you using like a computer screen as a background. It's just your exposure. That's really the only issue that I have. I'm not going to put my camera up because it's going to take up too much of the frame, but I just want you to note your exposure in here. Like, this is a watch ad, right? So what's the most important part of a watch ad? The watch. And in this case, you spent way more time back here getting like the vibe, right? But no time deciding how you were going to push perfect light in on this watch. It needs detail here. But again, it's very sharp. It's really well focused. You just need light in here. This is all. You just need more light in here, Timothy. Like, for me, this is so close. So close. I'm going to show you the double page composition. Like, it's textbook double page. This is just a touch close. You're just a little bit claustrophobic here. You're very claustrophobic down here on the bottom because the watch is actually touching the bottom. But I like your low horizon where you're really trying to hide the platform that the watch is on, which I appreciate. I like your composition. You did really work hard on centering this in here. You can see it's a touch off, but again, you did a pretty good job by eyeballing. And it's real, like, again, it's a strong idea. I'm giving you love, and I'm giving you an 11, and I want you to reshoot this and give me some sort of front light, some sort of LED light, some sort of something, so I can see that, like, a little. I don't give me a reflection off the glass, but I need to see just inside that outer edge of the watch. Like, yeah, just give me a little bit more of it. If you look at watch photography, you'll see how absolutely insanely detailed they are. Like, incredibly detailed. So yeah, anyways, by the way, we're doing a little bit of I like the vibe here. No backlights, just the little pink accents. All right, let's see who's next. Robert Myrick. Robert says, hey, Carty crew. I recently attended a local group shoot with some models and exotic car owners. Since I shoot people, I did my best to focus more on the faces rather than the cars, but it was difficult. When I shot this, I was using natural shade created by the windshield to give me a little mystery about the shot, but after stepping away for a week and coming back to it, I'm not sure about the shadow effect anymore. Looking forward to your thoughts. A7 III, 85mm 1.8, ISO 100, f4 at 1/8000th of a second. This is Robert Myrick. Robert! This is a vibe, Robert. I mean, again, this is not a model. This is a girl who thinks she's cute at a car show trying to get attention. This is not a model. It's just, again, she's too short. She's too chubby in the cheeks. So she's not really a model. I appreciate what you're trying to do. Her head angle's a little low. Again, remember when I was talking extensively last week about extending your chin out and putting your chin on a table. Like, just put your chin on a table. Like, she's pulling back, right? You see that here? She's pulling back, and that's creating no neck. And a real, like, she has a very short distance between her lip and her chin, and she's also pulling back, and her head is down, which is giving you, you have to direct, because what that's giving you is that's giving you under eyeball, under here. Like, it's weird when we see the, like, underneath the eye. Like, that's not usually something that's happening. And it's because her chin is so low and you're high up. She's looking up at you, but you can see when I go in this close how strange it is to see underneath the eyeball. Head angle also brings in these weird lines under her nose because she's dipping her face like so low. But I do appreciate the attempt. The thing that's important, Robert, again, is like, you're a people photographer. Photograph real people. Like, photograph real people. As soon as you're trying to like shoot people who think that they're models, like, it's like it's almost worse, is someone who thinks that they're cute trying to be cute. Like, when you see an actual model, like when you go to Next Models Canada, which is like modeling agency up here. So when you actually see what agency girls look like, so let's look at Toronto women. So when you actually see what agency girls look like the term model, we use that loosely, because like models look like this. Models look like this. Models look like this. So it's like models look like this. So, yeah, in case you want to see like models, like, go to an agency website. Then you actually see models. Agency website. So when you're shooting people who are wannabe models, that's really rough, because a wannabe model is now hurting you, because she's a wannabe, and anybody who is in the know, now you having this in your portfolio, that lowers your stock. You follow me? So for me, this kind of stuff, it's like run in the opposite direction. And again, unless you're in New York, Miami, LA, Milan, like in a massive fashion market, the whole concept of shooting models is like girls who call themselves a model because they allow themselves to be photographed by photographers, and they've done it before. So Robert, nice light, wrong head angle. She's pulling her chin back. Nice composition, like strong idea as far as cover composition. You gave me the right spacing, but again, this is a picture that you'll look back at 3 months from now and say, yeah, Carty was right. I definitely like, it's not what I needed. I didn't need to shoot this. Looking at it as an 8x10, let me just fix my frame. And by the way, guys, make sure that your cameras are set for 3:2 proportions and not 16:9, because you've heard it. People are talking about 16:9. That's a video format. When you shoot video on your camera, it will shoot 16:9. But if you set your camera default to 16:9, it'll also shoot stills that way. And that's not what we're trying to do. This is Robert Myrick. Robert, thanks for submitting. Close. Again, I want you to, again, you're a people shooter. Shoot portraits. There's like 99% of the people who are out there are just average people. Learn how to shoot average people amazingly. And if you want to shoot fashion, walk into a modeling agency and shoot models. That's the only way to do it. Models, or you have to be an amazing scout at learning how to find them on your own, learning how to scout them on your own. I'd love to talk to you more about it. Your niche can't just be people. It can't just be people. It's what type of people. Are you shooting editorial portraits? Are you shooting fashion? Are you shooting lifestyle? Like, you have to narrow further than just people, because it is too wide a margin. Everybody's a person. It's like, what value are you bringing with your photography? What value are you bringing with your photography? And always, Robert, ask yourself when you're shooting any photo, who would hire me to take this picture? Who would hire me to shoot this? Who would hire me to shoot this? So with this picture, ask yourself, who would hire me to shoot this? And the only answer is her. She would hire me to shoot this. But that's it. The car company, no, because you're not seeing the car. So that's a question that everybody who's watching, when you're making photos, always ask yourself, who would pay me to do this? Is this worthy of shooting? Would someone pay me to do this? And if you're shooting photos that no one would pay you to do, why are you making them? Like, practice making what I called applied photography that could be used for something, a purpose. And once you start to lock in, then you start to make pictures only that have value for somebody. And that's usually an example of what you could do for them, because they're not buying the photos that you're taking. Those are just examples. All right. I hope that helps you, Robert. Let's get into our next shooter. This is Ian Martin. Ian says, breaking barriers. I've done before the assignment was even given. My first attempt at taking a composite photo from a broad daylight into a studio setting. First time using Photoshop to alter a photograph by removing the environment. All right, Fuji X-T5 27mm ISO 125 f8 125th of a second with one Godox 8600. This is Ian Martin. Ian, this is clean, and this is the angle that I asked for. I really did. This is clean. I want to look at the ground of this car. Yeah, everything's accurate. Your focus is good. I like the stance. The fact that you get access to these insane cars is brilliant, Ian. Yeah, this is a yes for me all day, Ian. All day. This is a yes. Yes. This is what I asked for. Yes. Yes, Ian. Yes. Yes. Look at that as a cover all day. Ian, look how happy I am. Let's look at this as an 8x10. Hello? I said look at this as an 8x10. There it is. This is excellent. You can bring it up high in the frame. You can bring it really low in the frame, which is where I kind of like it. Yeah, Ian, this brings me joy. This is really top notch, and one of my favorites from you so far, Ian. Ian, you're getting an 11 today, my guy. That is everything. Well done. Big love for you, my guy.
Yes, sir, yes.
Deadpool. Yes? Look at all my characters all tripping out for you, Ian. By the way, if you're a member, you can control my stream and throw up all these graphics that my crew is doing. All right, next shooter is April Diallo. April says, I was able to get some studio time this weekend. I'm continuing to work on still life fundamentals within my niche. I even hand painted the background. Shot with the A7R3 with a Sigma 24-105, f11, 20th of a second at ISO 100. Shot natural light. This is April Diallo. April, this is a yes, only you're forgetting a lot of the fundamentals that you remembered when we were submitting a long time ago. Like you did a whole series of like, you were submitting and submitting and learning and submitting, and then you disappeared for a long time. And now you're back, and we are getting you back into these submissions, right? But here's the issue. You're forgetting some fundamentals, meaning you just shot this white wine bottle for Matt Parrish Wine, and Matt wants to put this on Instagram. Matt wants to put this on Instagram. Like, what's this business called? What do you mean you're experiencing buffering? Come on now. So imagine this. Imagine. They want to put it on Instagram. So then what do? They put it on Instagram, and then what happens? What happens then? Because, well, this happens. Because you framed your picture in camera exactly how it was going to be at the end, because you forgot all the stuff that I've ever talked about when you shoot a vertical, you lose 2 inches. You lose an inch on the top and an inch on the bottom, or an inch on the bottom, or 2 inches on the top and no inches on the bottom. Like, this is your framing. Do you remember this part? Because clearly, with all the idea, everything that you were building and the natural light and blah, 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 you forgot the fact that you have to give your images space. If you're not giving your images space, this is what happens. And this would also happen in a magazine. And then the art director has to literally recreate background. They have to recreate. And do you understand how hard it is to recreate this textured background and this textured floor in order to move it over so they have enough room, or they have to put borders, or they just don't use it? And what most likely happens is they just don't use it. So it's harsh, but it's, again, and the light is gorgeous. The light is gorgeous. The idea is beautiful. The color composition is beautiful, although this back flower is dead. Don't use dead flowers, please. This flower is like, you can see this flower is very, very past its expiry date. So again, it's one of those things where your styling, like the styling of your image, if you're doing it, it has to be like not an afterthought. Get a fresh flower and make this photo, like if that's the case. And get a yellow flower, because a yellow flower would have matched this set better than this pink one, right? A yellow flower, considering it's like an ochre background. So I know you're trying to match the pink here, and okay, I can see that, and this is a rosé, and I got that, I understand that, but you got to get a fresh rose. You can't use a dead flower. So I see everything, April, and you have to see everything as well. You have to see everything as well. This little flaw, down here in the background, you just like heal that out so it matches the rest. And be insane with your level of detail, because you have to be. Be insane with your level of detail because you have to be. And most importantly, because your competition is. Absolutely, your competition is. Again, I'm going to show you one more time to drive it home what this picture looks like as an 8x10. And all you needed to do was just back the wine bottle towards the wall more, or pull yourself back off the wall more, and get a fresh flower. I hope that helps you. This is April Diallo. Thanks for submitting, April. So you guys know I do coaching. I'm kind of insane. I'm going to help you. I'm going to see aspects of your business that you're not really rocking on. And I'm also going to see aspects of your business that you're killing it on, but maybe don't really realize that you're killing it on, if that makes any sense. There could be ideas that you're doing that like you're not realizing how great that idea is because you haven't had positive reinforcement. And also negative reinforcement is super important when it comes to when you're trying to make a living at photography, not shooting pictures for shits and giggles. I'm talking about this is my career. You have to take it so seriously. And also, I'll tell you, people who you submit for like a burst, you're with me for like 3 months or whatever, and then disappear for 6 months, and stop shooting or life happens or whatever. When you come back, you actually regress. Because I got to tell you a secret. Anything that you don't actively work on making better goes to shit. The only way that you can guarantee like failure is by not trying to push forward. If you just stay, or worse still, don't shoot, don't submit, don't try to have your work critiqued, what ends up happening is you regress. And all of that work that you did 3 months ago, and all those little fine nuanced details that were getting input into your head, 6 months of not submitting, or 3 months, or however long it's been, you forget all those nuanced details. And then you build a set and you shoot and you're like, okay, I'm back, baby, and blah, blah, blah. And then I look at your photo and I'm like, you forgot this, you forgot this, you forgot this. Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Because all of those nuanced details aren't fresh anymore. Are you experiencing that, April? Probably. So, you know how often I talk about framing. I even inside community in your valuable resources, I put a composition overlay pack. So you have all these overlays that I'm laying over top of your pictures, including the cover overlay and my 8x10 overlay and my double page overlay. Like, you have all of those overlays. They're inside community. All you need to do is access them, and you can lay them over top of any of your images and actually see what an 8x10 would look like. And you can also do it in Lightroom. Easy breezy. All right, that was April. All right, so again, you guys know that I do coaching, and I'm obsessed about helping you get to that next level with your photography career. Like, the whole idea about Portfolio Lab is helping you see stuff that you don't see in your own photography. It's really important. And I had people when I was young, when I was in photography school, I had people looking at my work when I was a working pro, and like Bryce Duffy. And I got to show you guys Bryce Duffy, because I don't talk about Bryce Duffy
enough.
But Bryce Duffy and I were the two best photographers at Ryerson when we were there. And Bryce's work is bananas. Hey, Brandon Fenty. Yo, look at Brandon. Brandon just picked up a little photographer collection gaff tape, super soft t-shirt. You're gonna love it. I can't wait till mine comes. It's on order. Thank you. Is my smoke machine? Oh, I didn't even put my smoke machine on today. Appreciate you for copping merch, my man. Thank you, Brandon Fenty. All right, so this is Bryce Duffy's work. And again, you can see, like, Bryce would rip my work apart. Bryce was like ruthless when it came to like him critiquing my work. And because of Bryce, I shoot portraits. Bryce is the guy who said, why are you trying to be a fashion photographer? You're not like these people. They don't even like you. Like, seriously, like, they're fake. You know, why are you trying to shoot fashion? Like, why don't you shoot portraits? And this is Bryce's overview portfolio. He's represented by DS Reps in New York. And he just, if you look at his tear sheets, like, look at his categories. Overview: outside, workplace, New York Stock Exchange, portraits, industry, Toyota, river float. Like, he has categories. So let's look at his portraits and see the level of people who he shot. And again, this was the guy who told me that I was a portrait photographer. Look at Bryce Duffy's portraits. And again, we went to the same photography school. Bryce is like 1 year older than me. So, yeah, this is why when I say people are trying to be fashion photographers in a market that doesn't have fashion, shooting girls that aren't models who are trying to be models. Like, why are you wasting your time? So, this is Bryce Duffy. So again, is a photographer that should be on your radar. That's Wiz Khalifa. So he coached me. He was one of the first photographers that coached me, and was like, after, like, we were both in photography school together, but we were best friends. We did everything together. Seriously, I shared studios with him for 5 years, and Bryce was always better than me. Bryce was always better than me, but I always hung out with Bryce. I always hung out with a photographer that was better than me. So I always hung out with photographers that were better than me, and it just made me come on, this is Bryce. Bryce is 55, and this is his portfolio now. Look at the work that he's still doing. It's still edgy, it's still ballsy, and he Dustin Hoffman. And Bryce and I are both in Carte Blanche, which is the first book of Canadian contemporary photographers. So Bryce's picture is this picture of who? Rick Rubin. Rick Rubin, famous Rick Rubin from the world famous producer from Beastie Boys and the Creative Act. And then my picture is Pharrell Williams, No Hander, No Footer. So we're both in this book, and it's not competition. He's just my homie. So anyways, coaching is really, really, really important. And it doesn't just come from me. It also comes from the photographers that are around you. If you surround yourself with photographers that are way better than you, that make you you rise up to them. You rise up to them, or you shrink and fail and quit. One or the other. Those are one of the two things that'll happen. So, that's why I keep photographers around me. And I constantly show you photographers that I consider better than I am. And again, it's just perception. And I also, I don't glorify my own work. I show you it, but I don't glorify it. You know what I mean? It's just factual. There it is. You know what I mean? I'm always about the next work that I'm going to make. Coaching, thecartymethod.com. You can learn more if you need some help. Anton Duras is next. Anton says, hello, Carty and family. Location is Langkawi Island in Malaysia. Double page spread. Looking forward to your feedback. Sony A6600 with a Sigma 18-50. ISO 100 f10 1/60th of a second with some natural light. This is Anton Duris. Anton. Double page. Yes, Anton, I see what you're doing here. I have a couple of things to say. Let's look at it as a double. Okay, as a double, I want you to think where you dropped your horizon line and where would it make more sense to drop your horizon line. I mean, drop the gutter. I feel like it would have made more sense to drop the gutter right here, right? And then let go of this bridge and let go of this billboard, right? Let go of this altogether and push the camera this way. So you're just focusing on this and this. And in fact, you're going to get more hotel. You're going to get more of this structure that way. And that's also going to line up your reflections. And this hump is going to be now not composed on the thirds like it is now. It's going to be composed more. This is going to push over this way. This whole hump now ends up dropping. It ends up dropping. Take that off, take that away, put that back. Yeah, that ends up now dropping here, which now centers that. This pushes this off the frame, preferably. And then our gutter drops here. So then this whole thing now is this structure. And the reflections are the same. That's the first thing. Anton. The second thing is where you chose to drop the horizon. I want to show you this now. The horizon line, this, L. The horizon line is you're not committing. You're not committing to what's most important. Now, in this situation, what is more important? Is the sky more important, or is the reflection on the water more important? I would say the reflection on the water is more important. Yes or yes? So because of that, then you don't go, I mean, this is 50% right here, right? That's exactly down the middle. So what did you do? You went just a little bit lower, okay? But what you should have done is gone and dropped the horizon line up here, okay? Because now the buildings end like up here, and you're basically giving them an upside down picture. So the reflection and the sky, you show the sky on the bottom of the picture, because for you, that's the thing that's the most important. Like, you've decided what the most important thing is in the picture. So you adjust your horizon line according to what you say is the most important thing. What we do is we drop it, drop the horizon line right in the center. And then it's what you're saying is, I can't decide what's most important, the stuff above this or below this. So I'm going to let you decide. I'm going to drop this right in the center so you can decide which one. That is absolutely what we don't do. What you absolutely do is choose. You either drop the horizon line really low because it's an insane big sky that you want people to see, or you drop the horizon line insanely high because the sky isn't that important. In this case, it's not. It's just, it's relatively nothing there. But what's really amazing is the reflection in the water. So you just push people's focus up and shift them over so they're not distracted by this thing right here. Cool. I hope that helps you. This is Anton Dudis. And Anton, again, I have all the faith in you. I know that, like, literally here, I'll just show you. You look at this. You see how easy that is? You see what I just did there? And watch. Oh, you see what I just did there? I just did exactly what I was telling you to do, right? Like that. You see that now? Like, you're saying that, like, you're committing to the water being the most important, and the reflection and the stillness of this water is more important than the sky. Yes or yes, right? So that you can see, like, this is your frame. That's your whole frame. But your frame is begging to be this. You see? And it could even go a little bit more over. Could even push over a little bit more, right? That's your frame, right? I'm crazy. I have like autism. It's photography autism. Oh my God. Honestly, I promise you, you'll be able to do this too. Anton. Like, it's literally after decades, like, you will be able to do this too. It's like, again, I say, I just see the Matrix. Like, I just explain it, dude. And the fact that you're saying no one's ever explained it to you like that before, it's like, well, I haven't, I try to explain things as clearly as I can, but with the horizon line, I've talked about that before, but I don't think that you've caught me saying that before. So yeah, that's all. It's all good. Yeah, no worries. I'm wondering why my text isn't popping up. Sorry, a couple little glitches. Oh, let me see here. Let me go 1 second, black for a second. That's why. Turn that on. And then, yeah, okay, that's why. I think that's why. All right, Anton, I hope that helps you. Yeah, maybe not, but yeah, still no, but All right, who's my next photographer? And again, I love looking at your photographs. This is and also I like explaining like the reasons. Like that's the thing that's super important, is explaining the reasons. And now that you have that locked in, the next time you shoot, you're gonna be like, you know, Anton says it's so frustrating because he wants to be in the future already. Anton, I'm fast tracking you. I'm moving you as fast as I possibly can. Honestly, you're doing all the right things. You're in my accelerator. Like, you're moving as fast as you can, and you're moving faster now than you were last year. This is Joshua Haney. And again, Joshua, I love looking at Joshua's photos. Joshua's been with me for like a year. Revisiting a lifestyle photo shoot from last year based on the feedback I received from Carty, mostly with the recrop. R6 EOS R6 50mm 1.4 ISO 200 f4 1/500th of a second. This is Joshua Haney. Yes, Joshua, thank you. This is the same shot recropped. I mean, absolutely. Yes. Look at it as a double. Like, this is it exactly. I don't think you lost really any quality by cropping me this way. I mean, what I want you to lock in so we're not losing resolution and quality, because you can see once we do start to get up about this big, you can see that we're losing a little bit of quality because of the recrop. The idea is that we lock this in, and these composition rules and like these editorial approaches, we lock this in so we can get this in frame, in camera, and we shoot variations where we punch in when we're shooting, so we're essentially imitating what the crop would be if we had to crop it, but we're actually shooting that frame, so we're not losing so much of the sensor. Because losing sensor size, because you can imagine, like, this picture was way bigger. You were so you're now only using a third of your sensor. And again, an R6 is a good sensor, but it's already throttled. Like Canon R6 sensor is an R5 sensor, but throttled. My R5 has all the megapixels and all the resolution and all the dynamic range. But Canon didn't make a different sensor for the R6, which is like a lower model. They just gave you half of the sensor. So it's half the resolution, half the megapixels, half the. So that's why I'm very upset with Canon for releasing the R6. It's like, it's if you're looking at the R6, just buy the R5. Seriously. So all in all, for me, Joshua, this can go in your portfolio, but there's a lesson here. There's a lesson to be learned here, which is the way that you shoot your photos and the way that you like start this, punch in again, shoot vertical, you know what I mean? And then change the idea. Then you blah, 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 and then blah, 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 and then punch it. Like shoot in like almost a mathematical way, which is how I do it. And then after the fact, I know like, oh, this frame, of course I have this frame wider. Oh, of course I have this frame vertical. Of course I have a headshot of that frame because I shoot it mathematically. I hope that helps. But again, by the way, it's an 11 as far as the attempt versus the last version. Yeah, I like it. Just exposure, just a touch in here. Give me 10% more. Give me 10% more exposure, okay? And use your highlight slider so you're not losing too much, but don't go too far. Your highlights, don't go further this way than call it like 20%, because the picture will start looking weird if you slide your highlights too far, if you slide your shadows too far. I hope that helps. That's Joshua Haney, everybody. Well done. Thanks for resubmitting that picture. This is Lamont DeSalle. Lamont says, hello, Carty. Lamont here. This is one of my fashion editorial images. I'm hoping that this image represents the high quality and can be used in my homepage as a portfolio section. I always appreciate any feedback and improvements. Show up the Z6 85mm 1.8 ISO 400 5.6 at 1/25th. Shot with a large Godox, 120 with grid, and a key light on the right. Blah blah blah. Umbrella fill, Godox strip box. Okay. This isn't really as relevant to the audience. It's relevant to me, but as far as the lighting and the models of your lights and blah blah blah. Let's look at Lamont de Sal. Lamont. This is a yes. This is a yes. This is super clean. Let me just see this 100%. Yeah, this is clean. Again, with your makeup artist, you just got to make sure that your makeup artist isn't going too heavy with the foundation. You can also see in here, there's just a little bit of like blurring that's happening in here where your retoucher, because look at the highlight here, right? And then look at the highlight here, which is right next to it. You can see that that's blurred, right? And then also when we're going here under the eye, it starts to get a bit digital under here. But then you can see here, there's no blur, but he's doing blur in here. And then near the hair, like right here on the hairline, he's doing blur all up in here. So for me, again, I would like maybe send you to a different retoucher. And then with your makeup artist, you got to make sure that they're not using a shit ton of foundation. I also want to show you this again, Lamont. Look it up in here and how all this is blurred, but then it's like less blur here, but then blurred up here, right? So yeah, it's just this retoucher isn't great. Doing weird things in here. You can see how there's banding on the hair here. The banding, that means the skin is a different color on the outside than it is on the inside. So yeah, this retoucher is, yeah, this wouldn't pass for me. This wouldn't pass for me. And then for me, I kind of want to see a different pose. Oops, because of the way that this girl's hair is falling like on other sides of her nose. It's not cute. Like I would just flip this girl's hair on the other side and just use these as the strands. Oops. Just use those as the strands. Yeah, for me, it's like, it's a combination of the makeup artist that you're using right here who's doing hair. That's the only thing, because the girl is kind of cute, and then the retoucher. So, yeah, directing makeup artists is an art, because you don't want to overstep your bounds, but at the same point, you can't let them take all control, because then they end up doing shit that's messy. And if you're looking in here, her hair and whatever this thing, these silver, like this is a mess. And like the hair over her shoulder, like this is a mess, and you can't retouch that. So you have to catch that when you're shooting, because you can't retouch that. So like, again, up here, up on the top is okay. But once we go down to, once we go down here, it starts to get messy. And then she's wearing such a cute, like she's wearing a cute outfit. But then if you look at how tight it is, like this, like what's this? Do you know what I mean? Like it's giving her, like she's a skinny girl. But because this suit, the way that it's pulling and the fact that you're revealing the back, we see like she's got a muffin top. Oops. She's got a muffin top here. So, and then this finger here looks like a hook, back there. So Lamont, these kinds of details, bro, that, I'm seeing as I'm spending more time with this picture, you have to be as well, bro. Truly, you have to be as well. I'm going to show you this as an 8x10. And now when this picture is an 8x10, you can see how much of this picture that we lose. Framed it very much like this is my exact picture. And then this as a cover, her head is a little high up in the masthead. You see, just it's a little high up in the masthead. This is one of those pictures that doesn't crop well at all. So this finger, bro, watch the fingers, secret, secret, secret. Look at girls' toes and her fingers. Always, always, always. You have to, they have to model from their eyes all the way to the tips of their fingers, all the way to their tippy toes. Like, that is the rule. Overall, like, your light, your exposure, your attempts are like great, but makeup artist, foundation, makeup artist, retouching is the retoucher. So there's a lot of blame that you can kind of pass off to other people, but guess what? Nobody cares. It's all on you, LaSalle. So you have to be the ultimate orchestrator and not letting anything slip. Always be like, hair coming on both sides of the nose like that. Find me that in a magazine. That's what we do, is we go like this. We put it on one side or the other. But this, it's just, but again, the only person who would do that is a makeup artist who doesn't know. And that's why it's like the makeup artist, she doesn't know. So it's like, once you have a makeup artist that's actually in the know, it becomes like, oh my God, it's such another level. I wish Shauna Downing had a website still. But Shauna, this is my makeup artist. This is who I use. Shauna she's done so much stuff for me. Like, this is her winning the Makeup Artist of the Year awards. Shauna. Like, super, super clean makeup. Super clean makeup. And you can see also she does social media right, because here's my work with her. This is Stevie Carty. Like, you can see, like, she's so legit, and she does black skin. Like when I shoot black girls and they see a white makeup artist and they're like, excuse me, and I'm like, no, trust me, I've developed this girl. I've developed Shauna. I've developed this girl for literally like since 2013 I started working with her. So she has killer ideas, and like, she's just a fun girl. But look at, this is makeup. And by the way, this is all coming out of Toronto. So when it comes to makeup artists, everybody calls themselves a makeup artist, but very few are actually at the level where they're good enough to use. So Shauna is one of those ones that when she wants to do something like this, I trust her. But in the beginning, it was not like in the beginning, some of her ideas were a little bit radical, but she's a kill. Like, look at her ideas. Like, this is what it means to have a great makeup artist, Lamont. So find somebody who hits really, really, really hard. And again, if you want some inspiration, just go to Behance, because Behance has makeup and hair as a section. Like, Behance has hair and makeup, like, literally, as like, all you need to do is watch, I'll show you how you do it. Go like this, go fashion photography, and then over here under creative fields, you do makeup art. So you just go to look, makeup arts, makeup. So now these are makeup artists. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I am saying? And now you're looking at makeup artists' portfolios. So Lamont, this is what you need to be doing. And if anybody's out there trying to shoot fashion, Like, they need to really see what's happening in makeup, like, right now. And by the way, it's yeah, like, this is how you find your references, because this is like what makeup artist portfolios are looking like. So in case you want, again, this. Look at this. Look at that makeup, Lamont. Are you seeing me? Are you seeing what I'm saying? Are you taking what I'm putting down right now? Look at that face. Look at that retouching. So, yeah, that's in case you want references for makeup. This is where you go. You go to Behance. Yeah. All right. That is Lamont DeSalle. Lamont, thanks for submitting. And again, it's so close, but again, I just have, like, your bar is way higher now, bro. Your bar is just way higher. So I'm not at all gonna let you settle for second-class makeup artists. All right. That was Lamont DeSalle. Lamont. On to Matt Carlson. Matt says, "Hey Carty, I asked this man for a portrait after having lunch at his Italian restaurant on the Caribbean side of Costa Rica." Hey, I've been there. I've been to Costa Rica 11 times. I've seen the whole country. So the Caribbean side of Costa Rica, I know exactly where you were. Were you in Cuita, or were you in Puerto Viejo, or Uva, or Limon? Yeah, I love that spot. He said he doesn't usually let people take photos of him, but I convinced him. We had a nice chat, and he showed me his restaurant and also showed me his personal pictures from when he was young working as an actor. Great meeting this very kind and generous man. R6 50 millimeter or 1.2 ISO 400 f4.5 at 100th of a second. This is Mats Carlson. Mats. This is the vibe. I mean, the pose-wise, again, I know he determined this pose. I feel like we need to punch in. I'm going to show you this 8x10 frame. Hello. Hello, buttons. There it is. I'm going to show you this 8x10 frame. And I'm going to show you what happens when you punch in. So we see less of that door. So for me, the picture kind of exists right here. The picture exists right there, because what you're doing is you're cutting out multiple layers of distraction. You're cutting out that, you're cutting out this carpet, you're cutting out this door, you're cutting out this frame, the white that's up here, because already back here, there's tons of distraction. So for me, this gentleman, this is the spot. Like, that's the picture. It's the portrait. Because again, his outfit's not very sexy. So you literally put him up against this piece of wood right here, and then you shoot that portrait of him right there. You see what I'm saying? So then you have textured, but you're not really trying to show the environment, because the environment's too busy. There's too many things back here to take your eyes away from this face. So put him on something plain and shoot him that way. That's for me what I would do in this situation. You can see, like, obviously, hindsight, Mats, is always 2020 when it comes to this type of photography. Hindsight's always 2020. But when you look at the frame just like this, I want you to start from this upper corner and up here. Like, I want you to look at the things that are going to take your eye away from him. Look at all the things that you have to look at. This, like, that now takes your eye away from him. Like, look at all of these things that are literally distracting. And again, that environment is not adding to him
or this portrait. It's not adding to it. It's not adding to it. So because of that, remove all of it and try to find a clean background where you can engage just with this. Just engage with that eye contact. I appreciate the eye contact. I appreciate the monochromatic. I appreciate the black and white. But you even gave me this picture in black and white because if this picture was in color, there would be so many different colors and so many distractions, right? Because there's so many things behind him. So black and white removes some of them, but still there's too many for me. It's hard to do this stuff. And again, you're just grabbing a portrait and you don't want to inconvenience them so much as to bring them into the right place. But this was a situation where I don't think that was the right spot. But the initiative of asking and nurturing this guy to get the picture, I think was a good vibe. So good on you for that. This is Mats Carlson. Well done, Mats. All right. And we have Juan Herrera. Juan says, hey, Carty and crew, I'm considering adding some of my personal ballet project images to my main portfolio. Yes, please do that. Please do that. Please. EOS R 24-105 at 70 millimeter, f9, 1/25 of a second, ISO 100, shot with 2 rear lights to the left and the right of the dancer, pointing towards the cyc wall and bouncing back to fill her in any shadows, and 1 large umbrella as the main light in front. This is Juan Herrera. Juan, let's see what you got going. Juan, yes, 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 Juan, yes. And by the way, can you tell that I don't look at these photographs until review day? I have a whole system, eh? The reason is because I want my instant actual reaction when I look at these photos. My actual reaction. This isn't made up. So when I see something that makes me flip out, it's real. And you just did it, Juan Herrera. Oh my God. Oh my God. So beautiful with the light. When you're shooting dancers, the thing that you have to be wary of is like this leg forward, and letting the back leg be the leg that she's standing on. You understand that this photo, it's supposed to be the exact opposite, meaning if she was tipping on this leg and this leg was back, then we'd be seeing her bum angle like this with her toe on the ground and not her gitch. You heard me? Not her parts in labor. Because all you need to do is rotate her. If this is the leg that she wants to stand on, then have her facing this way and just have her rotate. And then now this leg is the leg that's facing you and you're not shooting gitch. Like, it's the one thing. Like when a girl is standing and she's making a maneuver with her legs, you always have this leg front. Whatever leg is to the camera, because guess what happens when it's this leg that you see first? You see this. So it's always this leg front. So you see this and that shape. So imagine if she was like that and pushing this leg back, you don't see that. And guess what? Of course, now you can't unsee that. And again, this is what you pay for, because I've done the reps. I've shot nudes. I've shot nudes with a ballet dancer. I can't show you. Imagine the exact same light, black and white, ballet dancer,
I made it so you couldn't see her face the way her hair, I always made her hair so it was hiding her face, but she's completely nude. Okay. Now, what if I did this pose with a girl completely nude? You see her parts in labor. So rotated the other way, you only see her, you literally actually see nothing. You just see her bum and her nipples are profile. So you don't even see that. So it's almost like she's completely nude, but it's just done in such an artful way because body language and also body language. Like this is one of those things. Your angle is like the best angle in the house because you're seeing her gitch. So because of that, we have to be respectful and you get the opposite angle where you see her bum. So it's like, and then you're actually seeing muscle and strength in that front leg. So, get it? Can you use this picture? No, now you can't because I took it in long enough to notice, because you know what caught me first? What caught me first was this tattoo. I'm like, oh, she has a tattoo. But then you ask yourself, why am I seeing that tattoo? Oh, it's because I'm seeing literally there. And let's not get into the fact, like, as we go closer, you actually start to see shadows and gaps and blah, blah. Like, no, we can't show that, bro. You know what I mean? So do you understand? All of that work that you went with light and effort and photography and all of that stuff to get something that's this close, but you can't show it because once I tell you and once I show you that one thing, you can never unsee it. Look at it as a cover. Perfect. Look at it as a double. I mean, look at it as a 8x10, perfectly composed 8x10. Perfect. Like you did all the right things, Juan. All the right things, except the wrong leg facing forward, or rotate her so she's facing to the right instead of facing to the left. It's like, don't you feel like, again, it's like the nuance and the understatedness that exists in this industry and how to move with integrity and not be that like slimy photographer that's like trying to catch it. It's like, no. Like I'll shoot full nude, but the way that I shoot full nude is so tasteful. It's so respectful. It's like, it's really hard to get there, but I've been shooting nudes since I was 19. Like photography school, I shot my first nudes and I've shot nudes and I haven't shot nudes in a while. But shooting nudes really helps you with posing. Really, really helps you with posing because there's nothing harder than posing a naked girl. Nothing harder. So, yeah, try shoot somebody nude and you'll really learn body language and you also have to make them comfortable, which is, it's the ultimate. If you want to be a portrait photographer, shoot nudes. You'll learn that's why I can make anybody comfortable in any situation because I can make girls comfortable when they're naked. All right. I hope that makes you happy. I hope that brings you some value. And I hope you see everything that I see in this picture. Just show me another edit is all I'm asking, Juan, because this is great photography. There'll be a better edit here. But look at your photos the same way that I do. It's Juan Herrera, everybody. Sorry, that was a little bit long, but you can understand like the lessons that you get from Portfolio Lab, you're benefiting just from watching, right? Even if you're not submitting your photo this week because life happened or whatever, you're benefiting just from watching me review these photos in the way that I review them. Know that like, I'm not picking on anybody. I'm just like shining a flashlight. And it's really important that someone shines a flashlight on your work because art directors, they have spotlights and they're so good at being able to like pick up these nuances. The hard thing is they just won't tell you. They just won't tell you why. They just scan and it's like, no, next shooter. No, next shooter. And it's like, oh, and then something grabs them about your work that could be the consistency, it could be your style, your sensibility, but you have to take a stand.
You have to take a stand. If you're not taking a stand, like if you're just trying to be wishy-washy and please everybody, your work is invisible. Because I can tell when you're being wishy-washy. I can tell. So, yeah. Doyle Daniels. Hey, Carty crew. I grabbed a quick portrait of my friend Tim while he was helping me with this week's upcoming Breaking Barriers assignment. I wanted to make sure I captured a portrait of him too. Shot with the 400 watt strobe in a softbox to the left of frame with a 200 watt strobe behind camera, half power. Z8, 50mm, 1.2, ISO 40, 13th of a second at 3.5. 13th of a second. This is Doyle Daniels. Doyle, now I know why you shot at a 13th of a second. Doyle, let's go. Yes. Hide that. Yes, Doyle. Yes. Now, there's a couple things I'm worried about. But oh my God, Doyle, this is my favorite portrait of yours so far. Okay, let's see this as a cover.
Yes, like, sir, yes.
Absolutely yes. Okay, absolutely yes. Okay, this is the part I'm worried about. And I know you might be worried about it too, is the 8x10. And Doyle, I think you did a fucking amazingly perfect job here, bro. Like, I have nothing but joy for this. This is everything. Yes, Doyle. Oh my God, Doyle, you absolutely murdered this. This is like exposure. And why did Doyle shoot at a 13th of a second? Okay, with strobe. Why did Doyle shoot at a 13th of a second with strobe? Okay. The reason that Doyle shot at a 13th of a second with strobe, this is when people start to learn light. Is because Doyle, if he had shot at a 200th of a second, his flash would have hit and then just died. Okay. But Doyle had this location where he wanted the ambient light in the scene to come up in the frame. So Doyle shot his picture at a 13th of a second. So the flash would freeze this and give him the exposure, but then the exposure here, the exposure in the room, which essentially molded this subject, all of that came up because he shot at a 13th of a second. Had he shot at a 200th of a second, the background would have been black and you would have just seen light, little bit of light here, and the rest would have been muddy garbage. But because he brought down the shutter speed, he let that flash fill the room a little bit, and he let the ambient light touch his sensor, just not too much that it became balanced with his portrait, but enough that it gave us context to the room. This is a lighting masterclass by Doyle Daniels. And Doyle, I am so proud of you. I am so absolutely proud of you. Like, I couldn't have shot this better myself, Doyle. Honestly, I couldn't have shot this better myself. This is textbook, guys. That's Doyle Daniels. Well done, Doyle. That's an 11. Obviously, Taylor is losing her freaking mind. Well done. Doyle, there's a method to this portfolio lab, man. I'm telling you, there is a method, because like when it hits so hard. Doyle's going to be a photographer that like isn't known just in his market. He'll be known all over the US because he's going to be traveling everywhere. You know what I mean? And it's like he's got such a catchy name, Doyle Daniels. It's like he's already on his way. And again, this is Accelerator crew. This is Charles Fortin. Charles says it's day 4 on the Wapta Traverse, an advanced ski mountaineering expedition in the Canadian Rockies. Mylene is having a contemplation moment with an icicle emerging from the roof of an unsuspected ice cave we found. under this glacier. Lighting was particularly tricky considering the only light source is the sun coming in from the entrance of the cave. Shot with the Sony A7 IV 28 to 75 2.8 ISO 640, a quarter of a second, or a quarter of a second. No, sorry, 640 f4 at 1600th of a second. sorry, Charles. ISO 640 f4 1600th of a second at natural light. This is Charles Fortin. Charles, holy shit. This is, listen, this brings me so much joy and happiness. Charles, this is the best I've seen you do. This is unequivocally exceptional photography. Like, oh my God, Charles Fortin. Oh my word. Let's look at this as an 8x10. Hello, button. Why is that intermittent today? Let's look at this as an 8x10, Charles. And the way that you framed this, the way that you showed scale, look at this. It works perfectly as an 8x10. Perfectly. So I have no issues. This is so exceptional. This is absolutely what I would call a hero picture, and unequivocally an 11, Charles. Holy moly, this is nuts. Wow.
Charles Fortin, that is high quality content.
Well done, Charles. All right, that was Charles. Let's get into Mike's Stimats. Mike says, the other idea I attempted for the strategic imperfection assignment last week. Calligraphy picked this one when I asked in peer reviews, but I went with the other one. The imperfection, I nailed my glove. The project is unfinished. The tool is dirty from being used. R8 50mm 1.8 ISO 100 f14 at an eighth of a second, or 0.8 seconds. Lighting from the LED overhead shop light. This is Mikey Stimats. Mike. So I got my frame in here. Trying to see the nail that you're talking about. Let's see this framing. The framing works though, Mike. The framing works. It's kind of artsy. I kind of like it. Like it's a bit of organized chaos. Oh, I see up here. See, the nail is up here, but we're not seeing the nail enough because it's too high up in the frame, Mikey. It's too high up in the frame. Like that nail needs to go through here, but that's not where you would accidentally nail your finger, or that nail needs to go through here. So it's a contrasting color through here. But the fact that it's so high up in the frame is where we lose it. Also that, like, it feels like you'd be doing the work up there. So you nailed your, like, yeah, I definitely see the idea. I just feel like this is too high up in the horizon. It's too high up there. Our eye is lingering here, right? Our eye goes first to where the light stuff is. It took me a minute to find, like, I saw a nail hole here. I see a nail hole here. Like, it took me a minute to find this. And then also this line being crooked, Mike, like I would line this up so this is straight definitely with this, and I would probably want this entire thing to be lower so that's not so high up in the frame. Yeah, I like the fact that they're both Hart, which is your favorite tool, which is like, you know, he's a contractor because the stuff's so good I've never even heard of it. I've heard of Milwaukee, but I thought that was as high as it went. But the color combination with the blue and the blue and the blue works. I like the fact that you're making this box. I do get the concept, but it did take me a minute, Mike, to see that nail. So for that reason, it's like, but do I like it? Yeah. Is it composed strong? Yeah. It's definitely composed strong. I just feel like we could have moved this drill up a little bit in the frame and moved this glove a bit lower in the frame. So this was a bit balanced, which would have dropped the eye line to this around here, which we would have pegged a lot quicker. Again, we have to also kind of know where our users' eyes are going to go around the frame. So we can put the thing we want people to look at for, like, we have to guide people where the eyes go. So, and again, like seeing the chevron on the back of the glove here, Mike, seeing the chevron on the back of the glove, and like imagine like in here, like in between these two fingers. I know people don't usually hold nails like this. They don't hold nails in between like their two fingers, but like the chevron, at least it leads your eye into where that nail could have been. You know what I mean? So again, these are just all thoughts. I think it's a really good effort, and you have to keep swinging for the fences. So I appreciate that. A little bit of mental math here. Appreciate you, Mikey. Let's get it on. That is Mike Steinmetz. And our last photo of the day. This is Nick Johnson. Nick says this is another member of the Canadian Olympic, never heard of it, Canadian Olympic track and field team, Justin Knight, who I had in the studio last week. He brought a pair of custom Nikes that he got to decorate at Nike HQ. We tried a few different concepts. Under the perfect circumstances, I'd like the face straight on camera, but balancing the shoe on the finger was tough to do without being able to start with a side glance and look back. The challenge being to get the right profile of the shoe and not obscure the Nike logo on the warm-up jacket. I upped the ISO to 400 so I could lower the strobe pack to quicken the recycle time. Shot 100 frames as he spun, tossed, and eventually balanced the shoe on his fingertip. There's no fishing line here. Shot with the R5 Mark II with a 50mm 1.2, ISO 400, and an f11 at 200th of a second. Single head with a beauty dish. This is Nick Johnson. Nick, this is a vibe. This is a vibe for sure. Exposure's just a touch low. Give me 20% more here. 10 to 20%. Just because, again, we're just losing a little bit. And again, it's just exposure. I love this though so much. This is definitely 11 for me, my guy, for sure. Compositionally strong. But again, I do want you to notice the exposure is just a little bit back. And I think it's just because he was doing flips and all that stuff with the shoe. He pulled back out of the light, like just a touch. So because of that, I think that you could benefit from upping the exposure just a little, Mike. Let's look at, Nick, let's look at this as an 8x10. It frames well as an 8x10. There's no issue, although we do lose a little bit of his backhand here. As you can see underneath that. But still, this is a magic picture. It looks super dope. Fishing line, not needed. This is very clean, bro. You should be very happy with this one. This is a yes for me. I'm giving you an 11. The only thing I notice is that exposure fix. Please do the exposure fix and post that for me in, you can either email it to me, show me the before and after, and then just so it'll help you zero in on like where normal should lie with black skin. Like even my skin tone here, you can see how my skin tone is a little bit more punchy than his is. It feels just a touch muddy. It's the way that I give I give just a pinch more exposure. I would say this skin tone is like, call it a 1/10 of a stop plus, maybe 2/10 of a stop plus. Same with this one. So again, it just makes the skin just like pop a little bit more. Think of the exposure that you did with your Nike ad. like the Nike ad, think of that exposure and then look at his exposure and imagine they're both going to be in the same portfolio. That Nike exposure is way closer to my skin here, and this feels just a touch muddy. Also, the Nike used 2 lights, this you used 1. So because of that, you got to really nail the exposure or it's going to feel a bit muddy. But this is an 11, Nick. Really well done. Really well done. And that's it. That's the end of our photos. That's the end of our photos. That is the end of our photos. So I don't have a commercial spot to play for Portfolio Lab, but you guys are all watching, are all members. If you're a member and not part of the Portfolio Lab, you got to get in there. Hell yeah, you got to get in there. And what I want to do next is talk about photos of the week. Talk about photos of the week. So let's talk photos of the week. And again, I'm because the work is continually getting better. Where I'm giving props here is when I see the photographer level up, when I see work that is at that level, and when I want to consider this for photos of the year. So this is how tight I'm being with photos of the week this week. So as I'm doing that, I am going to play a little drum roll. Your first photo of the week goes to Marco Nueves. Marco, giving you a photo of the week on this. This is a really good swing. I like seeing new subjects in front of you and not always self-portraits. It's really important, and this is a vibe. Remember everything that I said, but this is a photo of the week, my friend, okay? Good shit. Good job. That is Marco Nueves. Our next photo of the week. I'm so pleased with the skin tone here. So pleased with this versus the last, and the level is such a jump. And I know that this photographer, I know you have this in you, because I've seen it. Guys, this is Romeo Fowler. Romeo, well done. That's a photo of the week. Well done, Romeo. Well done. Our next photo of the week. Let's see who that is going to be. Because, you know, I kind of decide as I'm going. Oh, yeah. Who's this one? Who's this guy? Oh, yeah. This. Love this. Next photo of the week goes to William Sedgwick. William. That's a photo of the week, buddy. Well done. Well done. Remember everything I said about the black, okay? You did very well. William Sedgwick. Congratulations. Our next photo of the week. Our next photo of the week. Oh, so close on this one. So close. So close. I can't give it. I can't give it. Oh, I can give it this photo of the week. Ian Martin. Photo of the week, Ian. Very, very, very mwah, mwah, mwah. Chef kiss, my guy. Very well done. You're almost a little low on this angle. I do want to see a little bit of the cockpit, a little bit about this monocoque and the carbon tub and the carbon roof. Like, I just want you to raise up just a touch so we're not so low, but again, still needs to be low, but just so we're not, so we can see a little bit of the top of the roof. But again, this is a banger. Absolutely, absolutely a photo of the week. All right, that's Ian Martin, everybody. All right. How you doing, John Travolta? You good? Dude, Pulp Fiction. You're looking slick. Ian Martin, everybody. And let's see. Again, I'm hard on you guys this week. Hard on you guys this week. I have 2 more photos of the week, people. Call it 3. 3 more photos of the week. Your next photo of the week goes to Doyle Daniels. Doyle! That's photo of the week, buddy. Absolutely. Doyle Daniels. Well done, Doyle. Photo of the week. Congratulations. Congratulations. Doyle Daniels. Well played. Well done. Photo of the week. Photo of the week. This is Charles Fortin. Charles, that's a photo of the week, buddy. Amazing. Amazing, 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 amazing. Photo of the week. Well done. And our last and final photo of the week. It's Nick Johnson. Nick, congratulations, buddy. Photo of the week. Again, very, very, very well executed picture. This will definitely go in your book. Very well done. Guys, the work that I saw today. Yes, and again, some of you very, very, very close. Very close to taking a photo of the week. Juan Herrera, you were very close to taking a photo of the week, my guy. You know why. Lamont DeSalle, you were very close to taking a photo of the week. April Diallo, very close to a photo of the week. Robert Myrick, Timothy Riviera, you guys were all so close. Steinmetz, it's just, you can see the people who, like, again, small mistakes that now that you've learned today, Timothy, just a little bit of light exposure on the watch. But again, you guys are getting so good. I saw a new bar for many of you today, which is great. I love when you raise your bar to a new level. So let's talk about week 6. First of all, week 6 is about intelligent imitation. And I'm going to tell you what your assignment for next week is right now. I also want you to remember that Thursdays we do after parties on Zoom as part of this portfolio lab. Every Thursday after the show, we hang out and chill on Zoom. It's super fun. And this is the assignment for next Thursday, which is the 13th. It's due on the 12th by midnight. Intelligent imitation is the brief and is the title. And the brief is, this is going to be a really cool assignment. What I want you to do is find an image from your top photographers. You're one of your 10 top photographers. And again, if you've done phase 0, you should have like an idea as to what I mean with intelligent imitation. You're trying to find photographers that's working, that's getting them work. Find 10 of them and then pick from those portfolios, assemble a mood board, and that's your dream portfolio. And then essentially you do your best to recreate those images with your spin, with your style, with your subject matter. It's how you make industry standard work. So intelligent imitation. So what I want you to do as part of Portfolio Lab is find an image from one of your 10 photographers and imitate that image with your own style. Okay? Imitate that image and apply it to your work, your book. Look for an image that's going to push your boundaries, okay? An image that you feel is beyond your skill level, okay? This is not a copy exercise. I'm going to be looking at if you flat copied or if you translated your style into this idea. I want to see how you insert your own nuance and how you develop a deep understanding of the concept behind the image that you're trying to imitate. I want you to paste a web link to the original image that you're imitating, and we're going to grab that picture and I'm going to show the original picture and then your version of it after it. Okay? I want you to be hitting this from a technical approach. Okay, I want you to be hitting this from a technical approach. I want you to be studying all the lighting considerations. I want you to be studying the original image's light direction and quality. I want you to be analyzing shadow placement, intensity. I want you to be noticing the difference between natural light and artificial light. Are they blending natural light and artificial light? I want you to be breaking down the compositional elements. I want you to be thinking about the original image's framing, the original image's perspective, I want you to be studying the use of negative space, the space around the person or the subject, and understand the relationship between the subject and in the environment. With this, it's not a copy assignment. This is intelligent imitation. What we want you to do is identify key elements that make the original image so powerful, and then look for opportunities for you to add that into your personal style. You're trying to maintain the concept's integrity while adding your own unique perspective. The key to success in this assignment is understanding not just how to recreate an image, because I can do that with my eyes closed, but how to translate the essence through your own creative vision. So it looks like a different photographer, but it's the same idea, if that makes any sense. Like, I could do an image with like a glass holding in front of my eye and making my eye all big because of the water, based on many of the images that I've seen with that. But that's like the powerful message behind this. And this is also a vertical assignment. Okay, this is a vertical assignment, guys. This is Portfolio Lab. And also, what sunglasses are those? It's just another pair, Timothy. There's always like, I just try, me, bro, with my sunglasses. We just rotate them. We just rotate them in. And like, what sunglasses are these ones? My girl brought them home. She didn't like them. She's like, you should try these ones on. Those ones are cheap ones. It's like I blend cheap ones and expensive ones, so you can't tell the difference. But I mean, I think when I put on these ones, I think you can tell the difference when I put these ones on. These are expensive ones. Yeah, so I just like them. And you see the white, and then the white, and how that, and then my dark skin, and my white beard, and my white car. Listen, this whole personal style thing, you'll get it, and you'll have so much fun with it, I promise. But it is something that people in my accelerator are dealing with right now, which is packaging their portfolio, packaging their website, and packaging themselves. And personal style is a part of it. Guys, I hope today brought you value. I will see you on Thursday. If you want to meet me, you got to join the Portfolio Lab so you can actually talk to me in person. The community is so dope. C. Turner photo with the $4.99. Thank you so much for your donation, my guy. I appreciate you so. I'm not sure why my shit's not popping up on the screen today. I have to figure that out, but I apologize that it's not. C. Turner photos just donated $4.99. And C. Turner said, the secret live Thursday just solidified how much of an amazing and genuine person you are. Oh, dude, thank you so much. Shout out to Calligraphy for being such the light that we need. Yo, thank you. Thank you, C. Turner Photos. I appreciate you. I have the best community on the internet. Honestly, you got to be a part of it. It is called Portfolio Lab. And of course, my accelerator members. If you're in my accelerator, you're in my Portfolio Lab already. But for those of you who, we're trying to you got to be a part of this thing that I'm building here. Guys, I love you so much.
This commercial-free live stream was brought to you by the members of this channel. If it wasn't for you, we'd have to fill up these live streams with ads that would just interrupt the flow. The members of this channel make commercial-free content during these live streams possible. Consider becoming a member for $5 a month today to gain access to secret live streams, live chats, and to show your support with that crown badge next to your name. Sharing is caring. If this content has brought you value today, share it, clip it, post it to your socials. Curating and sharing helpful content makes you an expert, even if the content you're sharing isn't yours. Be a curator and share this content with your network. If you're an emerging or struggling photographer that's trying to break free from your current 9-to-5 grind and transition to the life of a working pro photographer, that's our obsession here at the Carty Method. Register, get the support you need. If you're alone and struggling at this craft, make sure you join the Carty Method community. You'll always find help in the show notes. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Find your creative and business genius with the Carty Method.
Hey, guess what? For those of you who made it to the end of the show, oh my God, guess what I'm doing right now? Holy moly, am I gifting memberships? Oh my goodness, look at this little secret. Let's see, I'm going to see if it's going to let me gift a membership. Let's see. Because, you know, I've now turned off members only. So let's see if it will allow me to do this. We're going to try to do something here. Let's reload this. And then let's see if this works. It might not. It might not work, but I'm going to try to see if this... Oh, look at you. It's your lucky day. Because you stayed. This is a secret. Because you were here till the end. Because you were here till the end. I just gifted 5 memberships. So, Cynthia Lily, RVDH, Benny G, Herman Coperello, and, just Peter. You guys just got gifted. So, because you're dedicated, you stayed to the end, I just gifted. I love you guys.